Hello and welcome back, my dear students, once again to your YouTube channel. In today's video, I shall be discussing Macbeth Act 2, Scene 2 with you. And let me remind you that I've been using Oxford School Shakespeare's Macbeth. This is edited by Roma Gill. Now, before I begin, let me remind you that if you're finding my videos helpful and interesting to score you marks, do not forget to give me a like and also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It shall keep me motivated. So without any further ado, let's get started. Macbeth Act 2 Scene 2. In Act 2 Scene 1, we've seen Macbeth has now made up his mind to murder Duncan, and he is absolutely ready to kill Duncan. The only problem is that he's been hallucinating of a dagger right in front of his eyes, but that also did not deter him from remaining firm to his ground that he's going to murder Duncan. So let's start from there. Act 2, Scene 2, Macbeth's castle enters Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth. That which hath made them drunk had made me bold. What had quenched them had given me fire. So Lady Macbeth has also taken wine, and she is pointing out, this is the wine which I gave the gods of Duncan. And the gods of Duncan became drunk because of this wine. But you see, I have become bold and resolute. An owl shrieks. Now, owl is a bird which is gives out a sign of ill omen. O-M-E-N. Okay, a bird give of ill omen means a bird which signals that something wrong is going to happen. And we see here the owl is shrieking. So Lady Macbeth says, "Hark, peace, keep quiet," to the owl. She doesn't want any sound. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman, which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die. So she's saying, I have drugged the gods of Duncan. Drugged as in gave them wine, and they've become so drunk that they are fast asleep. And the way they are sleeping, even nature is unable to decide whether they are asleep or dead. All right. Enters Macbeth with two bloody daggers. Bloody dagger as in bloodstains dagger. Macbeth, who's there? What ho? Lady Macbeth, alack, I'm afraid they've awakened and it's not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. So the murder has already been committed. It is not shown on stage, but we are reported that the murder of Duncan has been done. So Lady Macbeth says, I'm afraid the way you came in, Macbeth, I was under the impression that you have not been able to kill Duncan and you came back. I laid the daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband? And then she says, I had kept everything ready and I was about to kill Duncan. But the moment I was about to stab Duncan, Duncan's old face resembled my dead father. And that is why I was unable to commit the murder and had to send you. Here you'll notice Lady Macbeth drank wine to become bold and resolute, yet she is unable to carry out the task of murdering. This is the same Lady Macbeth who had said that she would not hesitate to pluck out the breastfeeding child from her bosom and dash his brains out, had she made up her mind to do so. So, this is an indication to the fact that Lady Macbeth, at the end of the day, is a human being of flesh and blood who also had emotions working in her, and she is definitely uh, not the fourth witch of the play, as many critics claim it to be. Had it been so, then she would not have so many turmoils within her, which would lead her to suicide ultimately in Act 5, Scene 1. All right, let's continue. Uh, Macbeth, I have done the deed, so he informs that he's performed the task. Didst thou not hear a noise? I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. So the owl's scream, I told you, owl is a bird of ill omen, giving out the message that something wrong is going to happen. So the shrieking of the owl was symbolic of the murder of Duncan. And then she goes on to say the crickets were even crying. Crickets are small insects. They are also, considered to be insects which are associated with death and decay. Did you not speak? Macbeth. When? Now, as I descended, as I was coming down the stairs. Lady Macbeth. I. Macbeth. Hark! Who lies in the second chamber? Who's sleeping in the second chamber, second bedroom? Notice here one thing Macbeth, after the murder, is in a muddled state of mind and he's not being able to answer Lady Macbeth properly. As a result of which, when Macbeth and Lady Macbeth are conversing, Macbeth is not answering everything properly. And he goes on to ask who's sleeping in the second bedroom. Lady Macbeth answers that it's Donalban. This is a sorry sight. What he says that whatever I've committed and how Duncan was looking after that was extremely a sorry sight. A foolish thought to say a sorry sight. Why are you talking about it? You should keep shut. There is one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried murder. That they did wake each other, I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep. So Macbeth says that after the murder had been committed, the two guards awoke from their sleep, and one of them cried while in sleep that a murder has been committed, while the other one also woke up, laughed, but then they did say their prayers and again went off to sleep. Lady Macbeth. There are two lodged together, they are all staying together. One cried, God bless us, and Amen the other, as they had seen me with this hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say Amen when they did say, God bless us. So Macbeth points this out to Lady Macbeth that when both of them were saying their prayers, one of them said, God bless us, and the other one said, Amen. And I also tried to repeat the same thing. But the words Amen did not come out from my mouth. Consider it not so deeply, Lady Macbeth says. You need not worry about it so much. But wherefore could I not pronounce Amen? I had most need of blessings, and Amen struck in my throat. So why could I not speak Amen? As if the words got struck in my throat. This is symbolic that Macbeth's soul has already been tampered as wanted by the witches. All right. And that is why he is unable to, take the name of God. Lady Macbeth, these deeds must not be thought after this way, so it will make us mad. If we continue to think about all of this, we are going to get mad. Macbeth, methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep, sleep that knits up raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, so labors bark, balm of heart minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast. So Macbeth says, someone I heard was crying in my ears that sleep no more because Macbeth has murdered sleep. And sleep is supposed to be the nourisher, the caregiver, the peace giver, and that sleep I have murdered. So you see, in the previous scene, Macbeth had been hallucinating about a dagger. Now he is hallucinating of the fact that someone is crying in his ears that sleep no more. So the mental trauma continues. What do you mean? It cried, "Sleep no more to all the house. Glams hath murdered sleep, and therefore Corder shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more." Both the Thane of Corder and Thane of Glams are Macbeth. Okay? And he believes that someone has been crying constantly in his ears that Macbeth should sleep no more, and it has been echoing in the entire house. This is again Macbeth's imagination because his mind is absolutely muddled and troubled. Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things? Go get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood. So he says, "What are you doing here, Macbeth? Go wash your hands. There is blood on your hand. Go and wash them off. A little water should clear. You know, this is extremely ironical when she says, "A little water should clear us of this deed." But in Act 5, Scene 1, she's constantly rubbing hands and saying, "Will all perfumes of Arabia will sweeten this little hand." Extremely poignant scenes these are. And then Lady Macbeth, being Lady Macbeth, she says, "Go keep the daggers back in Duncan's castle just beside the grooms, so that it seems that the grooms have committed the murder and covered their face with the blood on your hand." Macbeth, "I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not. I cannot go again. To think that I have committed the crime is itself so scary. And now you are you are asking me to go back again and see the same sight. I'm not going." Lady Macbeth, "Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers." Notice the irony. She's calling Lady Macbeth infirm of purpose. This is the same Lady Macbeth who could not commit the murder because Duncan had resembled her dead father. "Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. It's the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt." So the grooms are asleep. What are you afraid of? You go and cover their face with the blood. And then there is a knocking heard. Now, this knock is from the people who have come because it is almost morning, and the people have come to take Duncan away because Duncan had only said that he would spend one night here and the early morning he would leave. So, people have come in to take Duncan and they are knocking on the door. When is that knocking? Where is that knocking? Whose hands are here? Ha! They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? Neptune is the goddess of sea. And Macbeth says, "Will entire sea water clean this little hand from me? No, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the greenwood red." Entire ocean will not be able to clean the hands. Instead, the green oceans would turn red because there is so much of blood on my hand. Enters Lady Macbeth. "My hands are of your color, but what shame to wear a heart so white." See, I went and kept the daggers back. And you see there's blood on my hand, the way blood is there on your hand. Why are you behaving in such a fidgety manner? Knock within, the knock continues. "I hear a knocking at the south entry gate, that is, at the southern gate. Retire we to our chamber, a little water clears us of this deed." So she says, "Let us go back to our bedroom so that when people walk in, they feel that we were fast asleep when the crime has happened. A little water is going to clear our hands of our deed. How is it? How easy it is then? Your constancy had left you unattended." The knocking continues. Hark, more knocking. "Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Go, change into your night clothes. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts. Do not get so worked up. Do not get so worried. To know my deed, it were best not known myself. I wish I had not known what crime I had committed. The knock continues, and Macbeth says, "Wake, Duncan, with thy knocking. I would thou couldst. Wake up, Duncan, if you could. I sincerely wish if you could awake." All right. So here we see the contrast between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. While Macbeth comes out as an extremely gullible, contemplative, emotional figure, Lady Macbeth emerges as the practical Iron Lady. Okay? She takes care of the entire household and believes that she could cover up everything. We'll stop here, my dear students. We'll continue with Act 2, Scene 3 in the next video. Until then, take very good care of your health and do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel because I believe this video has been quite lucid enough to help you score marks in your exam. Okay, till then, take very good care of your health and goodbye.